Hey, what's up guys? So I recently picked up the Dan Slott Iron Man Omnibus, and I also just finished reading it, so I wanted to give a brief overview of the book and give you some of my thoughts on it. Alright, so I went with the variant cover. This is the Alex Ross cover, and I just preferred that over the original they had on it. I'm a sucker for Alex Ross's artwork, and I honestly didn't think that the other cover, the artwork was that good anyway. So this is the dust jacket. Here's the spine. I think that's the God Killer armor on it. It's a relatively thin omnibus, not quite the thinnest that I have. I think that is the Jared Dugan, Guardians of the Galaxy omnibus, or even the Superior Foes of Spider-Man omnibus. Alright, so the actual book has this wraparound image, which I'm guessing is supposed to be the virtual reality that Stark creates in this, which is called The Escape. So that's pretty cool. So let's just jump right into the book now, and I'll just flip through it a little bit. There's nothing big to spoil in this book anyway, so you don't need to worry about that. And this book, I enjoyed the read overall. I'd sort of say it's akin to Dan Slott's She-Hulk run. It's sort of lighthearted, nothing very serious happens in it. This is sort of dealing with the aftermath of Civil War II, where Iron Man died and then was brought back, and it's like, is he artificial intelligence? Is he not artificial intelligence? All that. Jocasta and Machine Man are two big characters in this, and a lot of it has to do with artificial intelligence rights, AI rights, but not quite in as deep a way maybe as you think it would. A lot of it is pretty surface level. Like I said, it's not really trying to make a larger point about anything, it seems. It's just sort of a more fun run, just like Tony Stark getting back on his feet after all that. There is some really cool artwork in here when they're in the Escape the Virtual Reality, where, you know, they sort of go the more old school comic book look. Yeah. Also, Arno Stark, who I wasn't very familiar with before, there's the Godbuster armor, is a big part of this story, and he sort of comes in the later arc, but, you know, they seed it out throughout. Oh, this was cool. All the covers are really great, too. Any one of them would have been better than what the original cover for the omnibus is. But yeah, this was a really cool, fun storyline. It's, you know, maybe not something you normally get. Iron Man doesn't normally fight dragons, so I'm fighting Sargon. If that's his name, right? Sargon. Sargon was super cool. And I mean, the dragon artwork is just fun to see in this book. And then, yeah, this was really neat too. So, I mean, you know, comic book logic, he's fighting Sargon the dragon, and, you know, his armor gets corrupted with some magical forces, and, you know, he sort of gets this, it changes his armor into this sorceress style armor that is run off of magic instead of, you know, technology. I mean, it looks really awesome. And like I said, yeah, it's comic book logic, but it's for the sake of just being really cool. So I don't mind at all. I mean, look at that armor. It's super cool. Some more dragon action. Yeah, there's fun stuff in here. It always feels like Tony Stark's in court for something. There's fun stuff in here. Nothing super crazy. It's kind of interesting that this was the Iron Man run that they chose to collect in a more modern omnibus. You would think maybe they'd do fractions or I don't know, maybe there's another great run out there. But no, they did this one, which has, I mean, this series, I mean, I would literally think there's a series maybe, or parts of it are called Iron Man 2020 because of the year 2020. So this has to be also be one of the fastest omnibuses to release after the single issues stopped coming out. Some Ultron action, of course. There's more of the Godbuster armor, except it's not Stark in it. Well, it is a Stark in it, I guess. The Wasp is also a part of this. The hologram armor. Yeah, it was a light read. It took me about a day or two to go through. Yeah, then there's just a few extras in the back, just some variant covers and whatnot. And then I think there's some armor stuff, but there's a timeline of Arno Stark here somewhere. I must have skipped over it. Here's a script in the back as well. Oh yeah, here's the Arno Stark timeline, which, you know, for someone like me who didn't know much about him, maybe it would have been helpful to have this in the beginning, but I also get why they would save the extras for the end. All right, so that's going to be it for this overview. I've got the Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1 in recently that I'm going to be doing an overview of, and also the Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 4. They just came in. They were delayed for like over a month, maybe nearly 2 months. I finally got them, so I'll be reading them and doing an overview.